The island was a small jewel in a vast blue sea. It was known to its few residents as Haven Rock, a place of peace and quiet. But on the morning of June 20th, 2025, that peace was shattered. A body was found on the white sandy beach, lying still near the dark, jagged rocks. The victim was Mr. Alistair Blackwood, the island's wealthiest man. He was a man with many business dealings, but honestly, not many friends. His sudden death was not seen as a simple accident. The islanders looked at each other with new eyes. A shadow of suspicion had fallen over their quiet home. Haven Rock suddenly felt very small and very dangerous. It had earned a new unspoken name, Hidden Murder Island. The morning fog usually lifted by 9 o'clock, revealing the clear sky. On this day, however, the fog seemed to cling to the island, thick and heavy, like a secret. It wrapped around the small cottages and the old lighthouse. The discovery of Mr. Blackwood sent a wave of fear through the community. He was found by the lighthouse keeper, a man named Silas, who had known the tides and the shores his entire life. But he had never seen a sight like this. The body was perfectly placed, almost as if it were a scene in a play. There were no signs of a struggle on the sand, which made the situation even more strange. The islanders gathered in small, quiet groups, their voices low and full of questions. The island of Haven Rock was a world of its own. It was a place where everyone knew everyone else's business, or so they thought. There was the young artist Clara, who painted the sea every day. There was the retired sea captain George, who told stories of great storms. There was the island's doctor, a quiet woman named Eleanor. Everyone had a reason to dislike Mr. Blackwood. He had threatened to buy Clara's land for a new hotel. He had argued with Captain George about fishing rights. He had a past with Dr. Eleanor that no one spoke about. Now, each of them and every other person on the island was a suspect. The bonds of community began to fray under the weight of this terrible event. The island was isolated, cut off from the mainland by miles of unpredictable water. The daily ferry was the only link to the outside world, and it brought supplies, mail, and the very rare visitor. The news of the death traveled slowly, first by worried phone calls and then by official report. The islanders waited. They knew that help, or rather, an investigation, would have to come from the outside. They looked at the ferry dock with a mix of hope and dread. Who would come to uncover the truth, and what other secrets would be uncovered in the process? The calm sea that surrounded them now felt like the walls of a prison. Everyone was trapped with a killer. The afternoon ferry brought Detective Inspector Miles Corbin to the shores of Haven Rock. He was a man who did not belong on the island. His city suit was too dark, his shoes too polished for the sandy paths. He carried a leather briefcase that seemed to hold the weight of a world far away